What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? It's your boy Julian Stoutt, licensed personal trainer, licensed PE teacher, world record powerlifter, here to take the fear out of fitness. We are about to take off and class is in session. Well, today was an eventful day. Got up, was on my way to work, and my tire blew out. Yeah, wasn't fun. Good news is I got some work done still. Ready for tomorrow still. But one of my personal issues, and actually the inspiration for tonight's show, is the fact that there's always something. There's always a setback. There's always something that blows a monkey wrench in your plans. Whether it's you woke up late, didn't meal prep right, whether it's your trainer is on vacation at a time where you thought you're going to need the most, whether it's you got hurt like I did, whether your occupation is wearing you out. But I'm going to tell you something. There's a reason why you keep starting over and never finishing. Listen, you don't really have a motivation problem. You have a pattern of quitting after the feeling of day one. Starting over and over and over again. And that's why nothing changes. Now, Julian, why are you saying that, right? How many of you went around starting your fitness journey, whether it be on a diet of any particular kind, meaning you're abstaining from certain foods, or whether you decided that you're going to go work out on a regular basis, and you say, I got this, only to end up going, right? Think about it. You went in there gung-ho, ready to fight, ready to do your thing, only to do this. You keep thinking it's about motivation, and I'm here to tell you, you're wrong. It is not about motivation. It never has been. You start off strong, you do your thing for about a week, then you missed a day. Whether it's because you were exhausted, whether it was because you really haven't developed the habit yet, whether it's, like I said, something threw you out of whack. You know, your job told you got to be in at a certain time when that is normally your workout time. So let's say, for instance, you have a job where you're normally supposed to be in at 9 and you like to get to the gym, you like to get in the gym at 7. And then all of a sudden, boss comes in and tells you got a meeting at 7 o'clock in the morning because a big contract is coming up and you guys need to lock in. And I need you here at 7. Well, what you gonna do? You gonna tell your boss you ain't coming because you gotta work out? Because guess what? Your job pays for your gym membership, right? So because that's the case, you gotta miss it. And now you feel like, what was the point? You feel like I just wasted my whole entire time. So you you get upset, you feel defeated, and then all of a sudden, it ends up being this quagmire, so to speak, right? And then you'll say, I'll restart on Monday, I'll restart on Sunday, I'll restart whenever it is that you feel you need to start over again. Only for you to do this. Right? Fall flat on your face. Then what? Well, you repeat this over and over and over again, or you don't even repeat. You just stay dead. You stay dormant. You're done. Every time I try this, this keeps happening to me. I get injured. I hurt myself. I don't have time. And then I lose all motivation and focus. So then guess what? I'm done. Well, guess what? It's not a motivation issue. Then if you can, who can tell me what the answer is if it's not motivation? The answer is you're addicted to day one, but you're allergic to day 10. It's not about motivation. It's about your all or nothing mindset. It's about, if I don't do it all the way through, it's over. If I don't show up every single day, I suck. Therefore, it's over. You know what's funny? My brother-in-law actually said this to my wife one time. And when I heard him say it, I almost literally said, but as I delved back into my sports psychology, as I delved back into what motivates people, what gets people going, and it's not really motivation, but what gets people going is not really motivation, but habit. It's discipline. It's about showing up. It's not about, did you do everything you set out to do? Because I'm going to tell you now, there are days I don't have it. And every athlete has those days. It's not there. Legs are trashed. Wrist hurts. Nothing's falling. Right? Nothing's falling. Can't hit your weights. You can't lift what you normally lift. Can't do as many reps as you usually do. For a plethora of reasons, right? But in the back of your mind, you are literally going, right? But the truth is, if you just go, today you might feel like Clark Kent, but tomorrow you will feel like Superman. Especially if you can pinpoint what the problem was. Maybe you didn't eat breakfast. Maybe you overdid your cardio. Maybe your macros is off. Maybe you didn't take your vitamins. It could be a whole host of things. But because you didn't do it the way you should do it, and sometimes you can do it everything just perfect. But guess what? This is where it's up and down. But too many times we find ourselves just giving up simply because it didn't go our way. We lost. We stunk. But just go to the gym. Sit in the parking lot. Then drive off. I know it sounds stupid because, like I said, I thought my brother-in-law lost his mind when he told it to my wife. But think about it. On that day that you decided that your boss decided that you needed to come in during your workout hour, what do you think you should have done? What do you think you should have done at that time? What you should have done is leave a little bit early, go to the gym, go to the parking lot, stay there for as long as time will allow you to before you have to get to work, and then go to work. Don't go in the gym, just go to the parking lot, park. Shoot, if you don't even have that kind of time, just drive into the parking lot and then drive back out and then go back and then go straight to work. But just so you could say you went. Just so you could say you went. Did you go to the gym today? You want to know what's funny? My wife would tell you I'm annoying with this. I'll ask her, did you go to the gym today? And she'll say, no, I had to feed my cat and all this other stuff. And, you know, the dog got sick and I went like this. And then I go, when in truth, if she got up, drove to the gym, I know gas is $4 a gallon. I know. But just say you went. You're not lying. You went. Did you do something? She knows I'm going to ask that anyway, but did you do something? No. You know what? I'm okay with it. What am I going to say? Oh, go now. Go back. You didn't do nothing. Go back. I can't stop you. You can't be stopped. And I'm talking to everybody in YouTube land right now. You can't be stopped. So what's the point? Just go. Just say you went. Because you know what's going to happen the next time? You're going to get up and go. And maybe, just maybe, you might be brave enough to unlock the door and go in and do some shit. And then every time you go in, just do this for me. Every single time. Every single time you pull up to the gym, you are doing this. You're getting paid. It may not be financial, but as it is always said, the old adage, the proverb is, your wealth is your health. Can't make money when you're dead. Can't make money if you're at the house. Can't make money if you're in the hospital. Your wealth is your health. Beyond anything else, your wealth is your health. You have to start utilizing discipline tactics. Michael Jordan, the great Michael Jordan, would be the last one to leave every practice. Even after, even once everybody walked off the court, he can always say, I was the last one to leave. Is it a lie? No. Sometimes he'd actually stay at practice and actually legitimately be the last one to leave. Had a bad game, guess where you're going to find Mike? Basketball court. Pulling up shots until he figures out what he did wrong. Sometimes you already know what you did wrong, right? But one bad day shouldn't ruin a good plan. One bad day, one bad week shouldn't ruin a good plan. Hell, one bad month should not ruin a good plan. Too many times I've seen people feel embarrassed. I've had clients that have been embarrassed because they missed a week and they don't want to face me as though I'm going to chew their head off. As if when they walk in the building, they're just going to be like, you know, really? That's what I'm going to do? I'm not your daddy. Can't whoop you. So all we can do is go forward. You'll figure it out eventually. You'll figure it out. You will figure it out. I can give you suggestions. I can give you advice, but I cannot make you come to the gym. Can't make you. I could pull up to your house, holding up the boom box, like say anything and just holding up the boom box and just playing whatever motivating music gets you going. I'm not picking you up, not driving you to the gym. Unless you really need that service, I charge for that. But unless you really need that service, no. You paid me. Your motivation should be that you paid me and I haven't earned my paycheck yet. That should be your motivation, but your discipline should be, I'm going to show up. The only things that should stop you from showing up is death, illness, injury, occupation. Okay? The biggest thing is that you're in your feelings. You're embarrassed. You're ashamed. You feel defeated. But feelings don't build bodies. Reps do. You want to build that body? You want to be the baddie? You want to be that guy? You want to wash your clothes while you still have them on because you got washboard? Is that what you want? If that's what you really want, then you got to do the reps. You cannot sit back and be like, because guess what? At the end of the day, what's going to happen is you're going to drown in your tears You're going to get soggy cheekbones. You're going to get saggy. And then you're going to look not ideal. Because you've been spending your time, your eyes going to be puffy. It's going to look like a whole mess. And instead of looking like a snack, you're going to eat snacks. So, here is the real problem, okay? You think restarting is progress when the truth is you are staying stuck. Wheels are turning, but not going anywhere. You're still the same weight. You're still the same strength, if not getting weaker. You're still the same speed, if not getting slower. You're still grounded instead of being in flight. Whatever your sport, whatever your activity, whatever your athletic leisure is, you're not it. And like I've told you before, there's 27 different body types. So I am not stressing that you have to look like this person, but you don't look like the best you. You don't. You don't. Hell, I don't. I know I don't right now, but watch me work. I was in the gym yesterday. Won't be in the gym today. Actually, no, not today. We'll be in there tomorrow. We'll be there on Friday. Might have to substitute Sunday because I'll be busy on Monday. But guess what? I'm in there now. Wrist is killing me when I lift weights. The weight that I normally put up ain't coming up. So you know what I'm doing? I'm starting where I am. You think that's going to stop me? You think that's going to stop me? Well, I got some news for you. Because that ain't stopping me. Nope. So, here's, as somebody who tends to be a perfectionist, those of you who know me know I tend to be a perfectionist. The truth is, your best bet is to begin and continue imperfectly. Did you eat like shit today? Well, you're going to figure it out during this workout because you're going to see you're going to feel the difference in how you feel eating like trash today versus eating the best way possible. You're going to see and feel it. And you're going to be like, I don't like the way I feel when I eat that way. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to stop eventually. If it even kills you to do so, you're going to stop eventually. If you see that you keep showing up late, you're going to realize that, well, I only lost 3 pounds this month. I was late to every session. How much more could I have lost if I was there on time? I paid him for an hour, but I only got 30. But that's my fault, not him. What can I do better next time? How do I do better moving forward? Well, This wind is, it's a lot of wind right now. But start setting standards. This is the bare minimum I must do in order to leave. If I go, this is the bare minimum I must do in order to leave. I cannot leave until I do these 1, 2, 3, 4 exercises. Even if I do 1 set, I cannot leave unless I do these 1, 2, 3, or 4 exercises. Because in truth, on average, if you are lifting properly, the truth is that you should be able to get out 5 full exercises for 4 sets. 5 exercises in 4 sets. If you are lifting with earnest, that's 20 sets of an exercise in an hour. Okay? If that's where you're at, do me a favor. Put a 1 in the chat and let me know what's going on with you. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree that at minimum, you need to have a minimum standard when you go. If I go and I could only grab the dumbbells and I need to do, 10 dumbbell curls and I do 3 sets of that. And then I go on and I do a bench press and I do 3 sets of that. And then I do some planks, 3 sets of that. Then at this point, you've done something. It's better than nothing. Because every calorie you burn is 1 step closer to your goal. Now, I'm not saying that that is the ideal situation, but you're not in an ideal situation to begin with. So the ideal thing for you to do is do something. Do something. Anything. You can't walk, lift with your upper body. Now, it's a little hard when your arms are jacked because the only thing you can do now is leg work. That's all you got. Shoulders are jacked, do some biceps. Do some rows. You don't have to really do anything bench press wise. You don't really have to do anything, you don't have to, do any shoulder presses. You don't have to do none of that. Do some tricep extensions. It's better than nothing. Ultimately. Stop looking at yourself as you suck. One of the things that I've heard, that I hear people say all the time, sick and tired of hearing it, honestly, is, I suck at this. Yes, you do. We all know it. It's not a surprise. But the difference is you're not doing anything about it. That's the problem. When I sucked at basketball, absolutely sucked at basketball, I didn't stand there crying in my milk about how much I sucked. I thought by giving more effort, in my ignorance when I was young, give more effort, move faster, jump higher. If you could jump higher, right? Jump higher, run faster. You'll get better. No. Because guess what? 6'4" is still 6'4". All right? 36-inch vertical is still a 36-inch vertical. You can't outwork that. You have to train it. You have to learn it. You have to understand it in order for you to get better. So, my good friend Rocky, shout out to Rocky. He's somewhere, I believe he's in California still. But my man Rocky turned around and was like, hey, go get a basketball, bro. And just dribble it. Dribble it down the street, everywhere you go, and your handles will get better. And I'm not going to lie to you. I looked up to him when it came to the game of basketball because he was an NBA prospect. Even in our youth, he was AAU, playing with people who ended up in the NBA eventually. He was on his way to the NBA and everything. And I looked up to him to know what it is that I needed to know. I listened to the expert. He's clearly better than me, even though he had a complete foot over me in height at the same age. Actually, he's a year younger. But even though he had a full foot over me, I listened because he began to explain to me my height has nothing to do with it. And I gave him one of these looks. Yeah, as you send my joint halfway down the other side of the playground, yeah, height has nothing to do with it. Sure. Give me your height and you tell me how much height has nothing to do with it, right? And you know the sad part is, he's right. Because you put in the work. You started seeing the little details, the atomic habits, the little things. When I turn around and I flick my wrist a certain way, that ball comes off a certain way. It comes off at a certain angle that you can't get to, no matter how hard you try. Sure, LeBron James can jump over you and pin it to the backboard, but what happens if that ball touches the backboard before he could get to it? You know what happens? It's goaltending. I scored. I scored on LeBron James in your face. Now what? Right? Doesn't matter. If I know the details, Steph Curry shoots over Wemby. Steph Curry has a full foot shorter than Wembanyama, but yet he gets his shot off. Why? Because the man spends hours upon hours working on his skill, practicing the very situation of having to shoot over Victor Wembanyama. You think you're going to shoot over a dude with the 7'5" with an 8-foot wingspan? You really think that's going to go down that easy? But yet he makes it look easy. Why? Because he works at it. I'm pretty sure in practice, when they use those 8-foot wingspan arms and practices trying to shoot over Wembanyama, I'm pretty sure whoever his work partner is swatting his basketball to the bleachers constantly until he sees the opportunity and the opening. But those opportunities and openings do not happen or do not get seen without practice. Shout out to my brother. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Semi-professionally. It's a hobby right now, but I'm the semi-pro. He's the pro. He knows the game inside and out. He knows his weaknesses. He knows his strengths. He knows the strengths of the decks. He knows the strength of his deck. He knows the weaknesses of his deck. Me, on the other hand, I'm aware of what my strengths are. I'm aware of what my weaknesses are. I just need to work on my weaknesses. And then as I get stronger, now I can pay attention to something else. But he always tells me, you need to play more. You need to play more. You need to play more. I just be like, I just be like, seriously, I be like, you know, I got this. And then all of a sudden, I'm in the process of but we're going to do that now. You know, it's just that simple. My buttons got a little funny on me. But anyway, I went 1-3 in my last tournament. But you know what? Learned something. Learned how to play the game a little bit better. Knowing when not to overextend. Still got to learn my opponent's decks a little bit more so that way I can actually put them in bad situations too. But I'm that much better now. I'm going to be this much better Saturday because I'm going back on Saturday. And I'll be a little bit more ready Saturday. More practice, more everything. Just going to be flat out better. But am I just going to be like, I'm not coming anymore? Now, there was a time where for months I didn't play because I needed to get certain affairs in order at work. But did that turn around and deter me from going back in and playing the game? No. No different than my body and getting in shape. You think that these setbacks, even though I was out for 3 months, I had to heal. As a matter of fact, this bicep is still not fully healed. This muscle right here. It's not fully healed, but it's healed enough that my pain tolerance is not, it's well within my pain tolerance. And I do all that I can to help it heal. My left one is a little twinge in there, but it's nothing compared to the pain that I was feeling earlier. I couldn't pick up 10 pounds without wincing, guys. That is serious. That's 1/4 the weight that I am accustomed to lifting. 1/4. Couldn't lift 1/4 the weight. You don't think that that's demoralizing, guys? It really is. But guess what? I knew it wasn't going to be perfect. So, stop restarting and start becoming. Have the visual of you in your mind. The man and the woman you want to be, have it in mind. Aim for it. Put a picture on the wall. Put it as a wallpaper in your phone that this is what you want to look like. Realistically speaking, mind you. This is what I want to look like. So you know what? I got to do the work. I got to drink the protein shake daily. I got to eat at least 4 times a day. I got to lift regularly. I got to experience the pain. The good pain, not the bad one. Some things you're just not going to be able to get over. My wrist dislocation, not going to get over that pain when the bone shifts when I got weight in my hands. It hurts. Not even kidding. But do you think I'm going to let that stop me? Then you don't know me very well, do you? You think I'm going to let something as pain stop me? No. The difference is that this is a soft tissue injury. Be dumb for me to keep pushing. This is a joint injury. It ain't going to change. I might as well push through it. It hurts, but I'm not stopping. And I'm not saying that you're wussy if you don't. But what I am saying is, stop starting. Start becoming. Because it's important that you do. it is not anybody's responsibility but your own to become the best version that you can be, whatever that is. I've watched people with no limbs work out. Bugs me out every time I see it. No limbs, navigate around their house, roll everywhere, then fight there and then make themselves sit up. And I'm like, they got no limbs. There's no arms, no legs. They're just neck and crotch. That's all they are. And yet, every single day they make it. What is a basketball coach? What's your excuse? How do you teach basketball with no arms and no legs? You can. I'm not saying you can't. But when we're short-sighted, we don't see the possibilities. When we haven't done the work, we don't see the possibilities. And it's only until you do the work you will ever see the possibilities, and then and only then will you become the best you. Guys, that is my time today because I've got to go change a tire. Well, take the tire off and then change it tomorrow. But if you are in show, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. Have a nice day. Be the best you. Class is Stoutt.